friends, Misty here with Queen Bee's Vintage. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. How is everyone doing today? How is your Christmas decorating coming along? Mine's been a bit slower than I like this year, but I'm working on it. In today's video, we are going to be working on my mantle. And this year I am super excited because, as I have said in some previous videos, we all know what Christmas is about. Jesus is the reason for the season, and I am basing my decorating around that this year. I will have some kind of fun, whimsical stuff going on in my coffee bar and kitchen area, but for the rest of the house, I want it to be soft, elegant, lots of golds and silvers. And this year I am doing my nativity scene on my mantle, which I have wanted to do this for years and just haven't done it yet. So this year is the year, and I am so thrilled with how this turned out. It goes and ties in really great with the tree, which you all saw in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, I will have it linked in the description box below for you all. I incorporated some Pampas grass into the mantle, just as I did in the Christmas tree, and there's lots of soft creams and golds and silver tones. So I'm really excited to share it with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I do apologize in advance. The dogs were giving me a run for my money that day, so there are a few interruptions, but I did the best I could. And just a quick mwah and thank you to all of you for the website orders. I just love and appreciate all of our followers and supporters so much. And for those of you that have gone to the website and placed orders for the Christmas decor and my jewelry that I personally create and design myself, has just been so touching to me. And my mom and I appreciate you all so, so much. So with that being said, let's get into today's decorating video. All right, friends, so now that we have a good cup of coffee made, or you might be making hot cocoa or hot tea at home, I'm getting ready to decorate. We're going to be working on the mantle space behind me today, and I'm really excited about what I want to do here this year. I have not decorated my mantle this way before, so I'm excited to share that with you. So let's turn on our favorite Christmas movie, our favorite YouTuber, or some Christmas music, and let's get to decorating. Now that I have the space cleared, I'm gonna go in and clean. I'm gonna give it a dusting with a duster, and I'm going to use this product by Method. I love this product. I picked this up at Target. You can also get it at Grove Collaborative, and I'm sure they have it at a lot of other retailers, but Target's close for me, and that's where I get it. So let's get this wiped down. It's always good to start with a nice clean surface because I have dogs and I live just on a golf course. I dust pretty much every other day in this house, and it really does need it every day. So always good to start with a nice prepped surface. We've got it all cleared off. I don't know if those little lights are going to stay or not. I do think I'm going to leave this here. I had plans to do a build for you for this portion of my decorating, but due to time constraints and the material that I wanted to get, I'm not going to be able to do that this year. But next year, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that project for you guys. I think this is gonna work out nicely for the backdrop of what we're gonna do. So let me go grab the other supplies and we're gonna get started. To start, we're gonna go in with these 3M command hooks. I'm gonna put one on each end of the mantle, and I'm going to have it so that the hook part of it here is facing out towards the room. And this is going to enable me to secure my garland to the mantle. I'll give you a close-up once I get them placed. I wanted to show you a couple things before we get started. These risers I've picked up at Target in the bullseye section. These were $5. The black ones come in a set of 3 different sizes. And then I have these kind of natural wooden ones here, and these are in a set of 3 also for $5. They're nothing fancy, but what I love about these is they're great to elevate different pieces in your decor, and these are going to be covered and hidden by the garland and the picks and everything we're going to use in the mantle. So Target bullseye section, $5. They do currently have these at Target. And the dog's decided she's going to ram the tripod. So for our base, we're going to start with this flocked garland. I picked this up at Walmart. It was $12.98. This one is 9 foot. I did have one of these, but it had seen better days. It was in rough shape. So you all know that I love to reuse what I have, but that had been being used for about 10 years. So I did invest in a new one of these this year. But I think for pretty much the rest of what we're going to be doing on the mantle, I'm going to be using stuff I already have. So what I'm going to do is get this unwrapped. I'm going to get it fluffed and get it placed on the mantle. Okay, I know that doesn't look great. I haven't even fluffed yet, but what I try to do is kind of get the garland going in the shape that I want it, and then I'll start fussing and fluffing and filling in all the holes and imperfections. So what I did in order to have it drape is I have it hooked here on the one command hook. The one in the middle, I've kind of made a drape here. I've brought it up and I've secured it to the center hook with a pine branch here. And then I went ahead and secured this side behind the other 3M hook. So let's give it a quick fluff. Well, guess what? I forgot the lights, and I think you can tell by the look on my face in this clip that I was not very happy about that. Because I had to get a new garland this year, I wasn't even thinking when I put it up. Because my old garland, I always just left the lights on it. And so as I progressed through the video, I realized, oh, there's no lights on this. This isn't going to work. So I pretty much had to deconstruct what we had done to this point and start almost from the beginning. So here I am just going to place the lights in the garland. This was a 100 light strand, which enabled me to run it through the garland twice. So it gives it a nice well-lit look. And I'm just going to fast forward through the rest of this process. So this is how this is looking so far. I love the gold blended in with this. We're going to be adding a lot more picks and some florals, and then we'll go in and start placing the pieces. I am doing my nativity scene this year. So many of you reach out to me in regards to this scene. I purchased this, it had to have been probably close to 12 years ago at a design showroom in Southern California. And when I got it, it was supposed to be a 6-piece set. I am missing one of the wise men, and I am missing Joseph, and I have scoured high and low for those pieces. So if any of you happen to come across those, please reach out to me. But the nativity scene is going to be on the mantle this year. So the risers are going to come in really handy for that. So let's go on and move forward with applying some more picks into this garland. I think what I want to add next is some pampas grass. For those of you that watched my tree decorating video, you know that I used this pampas grass in my Christmas tree for a natural element. I love the pampas grass. It kind of reminds me of feathers, and it is a mess, but so is the flocked tree and garland I'm using. So there will be some cleanup after, but it's totally worth it for the look. So I mentioned in my other video, this was this was cut. A friend of mine has some of this in their yard, and they allowed me to cut some. So that was very kind of them and much appreciated. But you can purchase this at most local nurseries. So if you're looking to do something like this, check with your local nursery if you don't have pampas grass of your own or a friend that can loan you some. So we're gonna go in with this. For those of you that haven't seen the tree video, I will link it in the description box below in case you want to check that out. I just wanted to give you a close-up of this gold leaf garland that I added off camera. I'm so sorry, I thought I had a clip of that. This was purchased at Target a few years ago after Christmas. I'm just going to use some snips to cut down some of these stems on the pampas grass. I picked these up at Tractor Supply, but they have them at Harbor Freight, Home Depot's, Lowe's, any hardware store. You should be able to pick up something like these. And I use these on everything. So I'm just going to cut it down, make them a little shorter, and then I'm going to go in and start placing them into the garland. I think I want kind of a drapey look here on the ends. So I'm just gonna kind of keep adding and see what I come up with here. I may end up changing it, you just never know. So I find it easier when you're trying to have pieces that come down like this on the sides, is I went ahead and placed it and I wrapped one of these branches around the stem of the Pampas grass. And then I went in and trimmed right down to the top of where the pine wrapped around that. And none of that shows now. So let's grab some more picks and move forward. So now comes the fun part of really playing around, adding picks, seeing what will work, what doesn't work. So you may see me adding some things and taking some things away moving forward. I do have some of these pretty tinsel picks. I used these in the tree. These were picked up at Home Depot. Yeah, Home Depot sells picks now. Sorry. These were picked up at Hobby Lobby. I got these a few years back, but they do have them again this year. So I've got 2 of these. I've got 2 of these really pretty silvery eucalyptus looking picks. And I don't remember where I found these, you guys. I've had these for years. So we're gonna see about maybe putting these in. I've got some of these really pretty gold silver looking poinsettias, and these definitely need to be fluffed. I've got 2 of these picks. I love these. I did pick these up at Target. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago after Christmas. They were super cheap. So I may put these in there. I've got 2 of these silver branches. You saw me use these in the tree. These were a Target after Christmas deal a few years back also. You could even take, if you have trees on your property or in your yard, you could take and trim branches and then just go in and spray paint them to give them this look. What's really fun when you do your own is once you spray paint them while the paint's still wet, you can sprinkle them with glitter. You could do silver glitter. You could do some iridescent white glitter so it almost looks kind of icy. So just a fun idea when you're creating your own branch type picks. So we may use these. And then I have these, which I absolutely love. I've had these for years. I got these in Southern California at a really cute boutique after Christmas one year. And you've seen me use these in my mantle decor before if you've been with me for a while. So I think what I might want to do is I'm gonna start with those eucalyptus leaves and see if I can make those work. I'm really loving kind of the natural simplicity of what I've got going on here so far. So let's play around and see what we end up with. So these might be a no-go. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. It doesn't look too bad over on this side, but then when I put the other one on the other side, I'm just not feeling it. So let's try a couple different options. Now I'm going to take these really pretty flocked picks that I picked up at Hobby Lobby several years ago. These were after Christmas. These were $21.99. So they are a little bit pricey. I was super fortunate to get these at about 80% off. So I'm going to take these and slide these in to the garland in the areas where I have it draped in the front. And once I get it nice and secure, I'm going to go in and fluff it here so that it kind of ties in with the existing flocked garland. So I'm going to get these pieces added and then we'll move forward. Now I'm going to go in with these beautiful gold picks that I told you earlier I picked up at Target after Christmas a few years back. I've already placed one on one side of my garland, and I really like how it looks. It pops a little bit more than the eucalyptus did. So I'm going to go ahead and place one on the other side. This will give it some balance, and I think that these are going to work out perfectly. Now I'm going to go in with these beautiful sparkly tinsel picks that I told you are some of my favorites, and I'm going to place these towards the center of the garland on either side of where it drapes and comes together. And this is going to give it some added texture, a little bit of sparkle, and I think it's going to look really pretty. So once I get them placed in nice and secure, I'll give them a little fluff and we'll be ready to move forward. I love how these picks look. It's added that extra texture that I wanted. Of course, the sparkle. I love my sparkle glitter bling, so it gives it a nice touch. Now I think I'm going to go in and start adding the nativity pieces. I've already placed the wooden pedestals. Each piece will sit on a pedestal, and I've got Mary placed. I'm going to put one of the wise men next to her over on this side. He is in more of like a crouching position, and because I'm missing Joseph and a wise man, I'm going to kind of improvise, and what I'm trying to do here is make sure that these pieces look balanced. So my other wise man, I'm going to place opposite Mary. He is kneeling down, so he is somewhat in the same position Mary is in. And then once I get him placed, I'm going to go in with this beautiful angel that one of my dear friends gifted to me years ago, and I cherish it. It is a beautiful piece, and I think she will look great with this. So she's going to go here, and then of course we're going to prop Jesus in the center so that you can see him. And I think this is coming together really nicely. Here he is, the focal point of this display, our beautiful baby Jesus. I have a pedestal set right in the middle here, and I'm going to place him on it. And the black pedestals that I got had a little piece of foam that came with it. And what I'm going to do is place that piece of foam on the pedestal towards the back of his little cradle so that it will prop him up a little bit more, and you will be able to see him from a distance. Now I'm going to go in with some of these gold glittered leaf picks that I have on either side of the center of the garland, and then we will add a few more picks and work on the space around the niche. I love this beautiful blingy sparkly poinsettia. It has a clip on the back of it. I only have one of these, so it actually works out perfect because this is going to be the very center of the garland. And again, it's going to add a nice little touch of sparkle, and I think it's going to look really pretty. And I just noticed as I was editing that I look upset when I look towards the camera when I'm showing the items. I'm not upset, friends. I'm sorry. I don't have my readers on, so it's really hard for me to see what's on screen, and I'm trying to make sure everything is in frame. So please forgive the facial expressions. I'm very happy, and I'm really enjoying putting this together. I'm just blind. Let's take these wonderful chippy peely, I believe they're like banister finials. These were out of a very old home here where I live, and I was able to get 2 of these, and I just love the imperfection of the chippy paint. And I love mixing elegant with distressed, so I think these are going to be perfect. We're going to use these as candle holders. So as soon as I make a few adjustments here, I will have them both in place, and I think they're going to work out really great. Let's pop some battery operated pillar candles on top of these finials and see how this looks. Yes, I think the lights are definitely going to have to go now, but I have a couple pieces that I think will work out perfectly with this vignette and the whole theme I have going on here. I have these really pretty gold glittered trees I got at Hobby Lobby a few years back, and I think I want to add them to either side of the mantle here. I do not have two that are the same size. I have 3 trees in total that graduate down, but I think it's still going to work out okay. And I like the look of the gold glittered trees because, again, it gives just a touch of sparkle, and I think that these are going to work out okay. Okay, so I hung this wreath up on the architectural piece I have above the fireplace, and it is the only flocked wreath that I own, and it's got these red bells in it, and that doesn't really tie in with what I have going on. But I have all of these pretty gold and cream colored picks and poinsettias that I used a couple years ago. So I think I'm gonna go in and try to stick some of this in the wreath and maybe some pampas grass to tie it all together. And if it still just doesn't work, then we'll take the wreath away and go without it. Okay, so I covered the red bells with the picks that I put in, and I want to add some light up in the wreath also. So I'm going to add some of these little lights that are on the wire here, and they run on a battery pack. So let me try to wind those in and see what happens. I love how the wreath looks lit up. And I told you I had an idea for where I took those lights down. I have these beautiful angel plaques I picked up at a thrift store a few years back. They were around $1.99, but they were a really, really bright gold. So I did do a paint makeover. I actually did a tutorial for this early on in my YouTube adventure. And I love how they turned out. And I think they look beautiful flanking either side of the niche. I also added this silent night sign above, and I really love it. Well, what do you all think? I am thrilled with this. I love how soft and elegant that it looks. I really love how the silent night sign that I picked up at Hobby Lobby this year just flows with the curve of the top of the niche here above the mantle. The finish on the wood ties in really nicely with this architectural piece that I left up and hung the wreath on, as well as these two, I think they're off of a banister. They're some finials that I am using as candle holders, and it just brought everything together so nicely, and it looks great with the tree. I'm so excited to give you guys a home tour coming soon. I'm just really happy with how everything is coming together this year. So thank you all so much for stopping by today. If you've decorated your mantle in your home, I would love for you to come on over to our Facebook page, which is Queen Bee's Vintage, just like it is here on YouTube. And I would love for you to post some of your mantle decor, decorated Christmas trees. We love it when you all share with us. So come on over there, give it a share. We're gonna have some fun little mini clip videos happening over on Facebook and Instagram too, leading up to Christmas. So I wouldn't want you guys to miss that. So again, thank you guys so much for all of the love and support, for stopping by and watching today. And until next time, bye-bye.